It was almost unbelievable to me that the PlayStation Portal didn't come with Bluetooth audio and that my only options were either cabled headphones or Sony's new, very expensive PlayStation Link hardware. For the last couple of weeks, I've been using a pair of old wired Apple headphones, which work just fine, but I have a pair of Pixel Bud Pros and Apple AirPods that I use every single day, and yet can't use them on the Portal. That's where this little thing comes in. It's a Bluetooth transmitter that plugs into the 3.5mm audio jack, bought from Amazon for just under £30. I'd seen a few of these things before, but they all looked either really bulky or just too rigid to attach to the Portal. Then I saw a post by Reddit user Dizzle0337 showing this particular Aventry transmitter. It has a very short, flexible cable, and the transmitter itself is small and compact. It means that with the help of a sticky pad at the back, it can be hidden behind the Portal without getting in the way of your fingers. Now, the eagle-eyed among you may have noticed that my initial placement of the transmitter wasn't the most sensible, as I'd unwittingly blocked the charging port of the Portal, which I soon discovered. I have since moved it to a better spot. Anyway, I first tested it with my Pixel Buds. The transmitter came already charged, but if and when it does need to recharge, there is a little USB-C port on the side, which takes about an hour and a half to do. The battery life on a full charge on the device is about 20 hours. The initial setup was very simple. You activate the pairing mode on both devices, and a few seconds later, they're connected. Once that was sorted, I put the buds in and jumped into a game of Diablo 4. Straight away, I noticed a considerable amount of audio lag. It's difficult to actually measure and put a number against, but I'm going to assume that you're familiar with this little PlayStation menu noise. If you quickly press the left or right D-pad button 3 times to scroll across your games, by the time you get to the third game, you'll hear the first of the 3 menu sound effects. I hope that made sense. It's a very noticeable delay, and if you're trying to play an online game or competitive game like Call of Duty or say Fortnite, where timely audio really matters, then you're going to find it very frustrating. There also doesn't appear to be a way to switch the microphone input from the built-in mic on the Portal to the Bluetooth ones. Not something I was particularly bothered about, but worth mentioning. I tried a couple of games with my AirPod Pros and with a pair of Beats, and both of them suffered the same latency issues. It doesn't completely ruin the gaming experience, and you do kind of get used to it after a while, but it's not a problem that I found myself being able to ignore. I'll be totally honest, I went into all this rather ignorantly without having done any reading about it. However, once I realised just how bad the lag really was, I did, and it turns out it's a right minefield. Things have got better in the world of Bluetooth audio over the years, but if you want as close to lag-free audio as possible, then you need to make sure that your Bluetooth source and receiver both support either the aptX adaptive or aptX low latency codec. As I understand it, the low latency codec has the least amount of lag, but at a significant cost to the audio quality, and is being phased out. aptX adaptive is a bit of a middle ground, as it works at a variable bitrate. You get the quality as well as some of the low latency technology. This seems to be the one to aim for. As it happens, this little Aventry transmitter does support aptX adaptive, and to be fair to them, it does even mention this in their FAQs on Amazon. But the Pixel Buds and the AirPods both don't support it. In fact, out of all the Bluetooth audio devices I could get my hands on, none of them did. So if you have a pair of AirPods, Buds, Beats, Battlestar Galactica, or pretty much any mainstream Bluetooth audio device, you will likely run into the same latency issues as me. Now, it may be that you're quite happy with a bit of lag. It is less noticeable in some games than it is in others, and it might be worth it just so you can use the Bluetooth audio that you already have. in which case this is a cheap and easy thing to buy and set up. Alternatively, if you're fortunate enough to have a set of headphones that are already compatible with the aptX adaptive codec, then this is probably worth a shot. Especially if, like me, you refuse to fork out £200 just for audio on a device that itself cost £200. I'm about as casual a gamer as they come these days, and I'm not particularly picky about audio. But I have to say, the lag really bothered me, and although I'm glad to have tried this transmitter out, I can't see myself using it over my wired Apple earphones. I also must admit that this little test has somewhat changed my mind about the inclusion of Bluetooth in the portal in the first place. If my experience is anything to go by, I can only imagine the amount of complaints there would have been about the audio lag if they had included it. The PlayStation Link Pulse Explore wireless earbuds are released in about a week's time, so not long to wait for those that have ordered them. For me though, I'll be sticking to the old reliables. Please let me know in the comment section if you have tried anything similar, especially if you've had more success than I. Thank you for your time, and apologies to any audiophiles for my butchered explanation of Bluetooth audio codecs, and a special thanks to anyone that has liked, commented or subscribed. Means a lot.